with another video to talk about different topics regarding to architecture, design, and genetic things that we feel that are important for the community. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so, so we know that what we're doing makes sense and that we're helping people out there. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video to get some support from you guys. So thank you so much for doing that. In this video, we're going to discuss several topics that we feel that are important before you present your topic or your project in front of any zoning board in United States and your towns and your cities. We feel the need to create this video because we want to make sure our community is ready, is prepared before presenting any projects, any topics, or anything that they want to showcase to the city in order to get it approved. So if you don't know what zoning variances and those items, make sure you look at some of our previous videos where we discuss the concept of zoning and what that means, and we talk a little bit of the community as a whole, and we zoom in into topics of like your zoning map, your what a variance is, and those kind of things. So make sure you look at some of our playlists so you get familiar with those before you even look at this video. So the first thing that we want to make sure before you present to the city is do your research. Do your research. Very, very important. For example, if you have an empty law, let's say in the city of Lynn, let's say you have an empty law, and the minimum law requirement is, let's say, 10,000 square feet. Let's write it down. So let's say your law is 10,000 square feet. But the zoning of where you are located, let's say you are in a R1, for example, R1 single family, so R1 single. Let's say this lot that you just bought is located in an R1 district, single family district, and your existing law is 10,000 square feet. But the minimum requirement for that law, let's say, for example, make sure you do your research. Once again, back to that topic. Make sure you do your research. In that district, let's say the minimum requirement is 15,000 square feet. What that is telling you is that automatically you don't comply with the minimum requirements for that zoning district. So if you don't do your research, what is going to happen is like you're going to, let's say, talk to people that don't know the topic and be like, hey, I want to present this to the city. I want to build a house. And you're going to do some sketches on yourself, and going to be like, oh, but what do I have to do? And like, you are not familiar with the information that you need to present to the city. And what's going to happen is you're going to wait months to present it to the city. And when you present whatever you have, they're going to be like, hey, but you don't know what your zoning district is. You don't know. You don't have any drawings that support your cause. You don't have any support, things like that. So make sure you do your research and take some time. The same way that you guys look into Facebook and Instagram and things like that. If you really want to invest in real estate and things like that, and these topics, make sure you do your research and you understand what is being asked and what is the requirement, so you are familiar with these topics. So make sure you do your research. That's number one. Number two, have a clear understanding of your vision. Before you even hire a professional, which is the point number three, make sure you have a vision of what you want. Sometimes, we get hired, here flow, and people don't really know what they want, and it becomes kind of challenging to guide people in order to know what the vision of that is. So make sure you have a clear understanding of what you want. If what you want is to build a single family home on that law, you know, make sure you understand, like, how many bedrooms you want. Make sure the size. Make sure you understand, like, hey, my parents gave me that law. I really would like to make a single family home for my family. So make sure you have that understanding, and have a clear vision of what exactly you're looking for, because that's going to facilitate things when you're presenting in front of the board and the reason why you're doing this. So make sure you have a clear vision of what you want. Very, very important. Number three, hire a professional. Hire a professional. The first thing that we always recommend clients is hire a surveyor. Um, owning properties, I highly advise people in the community to hire a surveyor so they delineate your property, because it's a legal document that describe what you own, what your lot is. If you own a lot, having a survey that indicates what are the size of this lot, what is the shape of this lot. you know might not be a rectangle, it might be a odd shape. Make sure that you hire a surveyor to kind of understand, like, what do I have to play with here, like, what do I have. Because if you don't know that, you wouldn't be able to understand, like, hey, oh, I didn't realize I had a stream going through my lot. And what does that mean? That means that probably you need to have a buffer before you build anything on that lot. So make sure you hire a professional, you hire a surveyor, you have a civil engineer that indicates, like, if you are concerned about having wetlands in your property, make sure before you even present anything to the city, don't waste your time. Hire a professional. They will tell you, hey, I noticed, you have a small stream at your property. You should, like, make sure you keep at least 100 feet from that stream, based on FEMA requirements and things like that. And then you wouldn't be able to, like, present something that would not comply with what they're asking for, and you have an informative decision to make there with that. So make sure you hire a professional, including architects, structural engineer, civil engineer, and survey. So make sure you hire a professional. Number three. Number four, understand the requirement. So this number four ties with number one, which is do your research. Understand the requirement. As I was saying before, if you have a lot that is 10,000 square feet and the minimum requirement is 15,000 square feet, what that is telling you is that you need to ask for a variance. You are asking permission to the city, in order to build a single family on a lot that is not doesn't comply with the minimum requirements. So if you don't know that information, you wouldn't be able to assess what you're asking the city. What are you asking the city? And of course, sometimes, like, let's say, the city of Revere, the minimum requirement is 15,000 square feet. Make sure you do your research. These numbers are just, just ideas, so you kind of get understanding. Make sure you do your research to your zoning bylaws. But let's say, for example, it's 15,000 square feet in the district that you're looking at. And you're asking for a variance for that. You need to make sure you know that requirement. Go online, download your zoning bylaws, understand what you're asking for, because that's going to inform what variances you're looking for. If that means relief for your law, if that means, like, you don't have, let's say you have a law, and let's say you want to do an addition. I'm going to do just a couple squares here. Let's say you want to do an addition at the back of your house, and let's say, you have, let's say on this end, the setback is 25 feet. Let's say in this end, let's actually make it equal here. It's 25 feet. The back, let's say, is 15, for example. The front, let's say, is 15, just to make it dramatic. Right now, just by looking at your plot plan, which ties into hiring a professional, you would not be able to know if you comply or don't comply if you don't hire a professional that indicates a plot plan to show you, hey, by the way, your setback here is actually 20 feet from your lot. But the setback is actually 25. So without hiring the professional, we wouldn't be able to know this. So this is why, I'm telling you guys in the community, make sure you do your research, hire a professional, and then you can present it to the board. So let's go back to this. So if you want to do an addition here, your house on the right side is not in compliance with the zoning requirement for that particular area or district. So if you want to do an addition at the back of your house, you are increasing the non-conformity of that lot or that property, which means is that you have to ask for a variance for setback, right? Setback, meaning this here, because you are increasing the non-conformity. But make sure you understand the requirements so you know exactly what relief you are asking to the city. So very, very important. Number 5, this one is key. Be realistic. Be realistic. If you have a single family, or if you have a lot that is 10,000 square feet, and you are in a R1 district or a single family district, but sometimes you realize like, oh my God, my neighbors are 2 family, or there are a couple houses, it's 3 family. You want to make sure you're realistic. You don't want to be like, hey, city of Revere, city of Lynn, or Salem, I have a single family law. I have a law that is 10,000 square feet. I know that the minimum requirement is 15,000 square feet. I know that there is a R1 single family district. What I want to build, I want to build right to the edge of my property, and I want to build, I don't know, I want to build 10 family in it, That's not realistic. You need to kind of look at the community as a whole. Make sure you look and compare the houses around you. You want to make sure that, whatever you are proposing to the city and in your vision is a realistic vision. You don't want to, be dreaming things that don't make sense for that particular community. So sometimes people don't get these projects approved when they're presenting in front of the zoning board because they are not realistic about it. Like, what are you asking? Like, are you asking to build 10 family on a single family on a lot that doesn't comply with the requirements, and you're asking for all of that? Be realistic. You will be more successful, if, for example, that particular law is 10,000 square feet, and you say, hey, I know I don't comply with the minimum requirement, and I know it's R1 single family, but I have realized that there are many houses in that street that are 2 family, 30 feet high, and I'm meeting my setback on each end, and I want to build a structure that has a 2 family in it. Maybe the first and basement is 1 unit, and second floor and attic is another unit, and you present an elevation that show like the houses compared to your law and what you're trying to do, and that's a realistic item. So that's something that is real. You're not asking for something unrealistic So make sure you are realistic to what you are asking. Very important. Number 6, collect support letters. Collect letters of support. Sometimes people don't talk to their neighbors. Sometimes they don't have relationship with their neighbors. I highly advise all of our clients, make sure you talk to your neighbors. Make sure you kind of get support from the borders, and talk to them. Be realistic and tell them, hey, we really want to do this as a family. I would like you, if you wouldn't mind, please, writing a letter that support my cause. And I'm only asking for relief on this end, because of point A, point B, point C. But ask for support, to your neighbors in your community, because it makes a big impact when you are presenting in front of the board, all of these items. So make sure you get support, and be realistic. And number seven, when you are presenting in front of the board, make sure you are concise. You are concise and you are personal. But I feel, with all the experience that I've had presenting in front of the board, be concise. What you are asking. Remember, the people in the city, they see hundreds of projects, hundreds. So you want to make sure you present your case on a personal way, but you are concise about it. You are concise. Hey, I'm asking for a relief. My minimum lot size is 10,000 square feet. I know that the minimum requires 15,000 square feet. We are looking for relief, for the minimum requirements. We comply with the setback, throughout the law. We comply with the floor area ratio, or FAR. We comply with all those items, but right now the minimum requirement, is 15,000 square feet. So we're asking, relief for that. Here are my drawings that explain what the vision for that space, for that project is. Here's a comparison of projects, similar within my scene street. Here's an elevation indicating what our vision for the space are. Here's my plot plan indicating, where we are in our setbacks, and talking to the neighborhood. Here are my letters of support, and that's what we're looking for. We're here to respond to any questions. So be concise. In 2 minutes, I already told you about the project and what I want to do. So because they listen to so many of these projects and so many of this idea from different people, so you want to make sure within a couple minutes, you describe, what you want to do within that law, within your property, but be concise. And you cannot be concise if you don't follow these points and these steps. Make sure you do your research, you have a clear understanding of your vision, you hire a professional that will be able to tell you what you don't comply with, understand the requirements, be realistic, and get support letters, from your neighbors, and be concise. Very, very, very important. So I hope this video is helpful for our community out there. We are here at Flow. We're trying to create a legacy for people to kind of look at these videos and be prepared, for any particular case that they have, within their project, their home, or what they're trying to do for the future. And we hope that, this help people out there that are trying to make a difference with the community and that are trying to develop a law, or, try to create some kind of project, and they don't comply with certain setbacks or certain items. If you watch this video, that will be able to kind of trying to create this video to help you guys, be prepared for this meeting. So thanks again, Marcos from Flow Design, and until the next one.
Welcome to Flow Design Architects, a company that works with you for you. Thank you for watching.